Alright, so we're back in the truck. If you couldn't tell by the prior thing, we just made the other video of how to install your radio. And still had to plug in my wire there. I forgot to do that in the last video. But, you know, it's there. You got the nice surround, all that good stuff. And now, we're going to hook up the satellite radio tuner. Okay, so in this video, the only tools you may need is a screwdriver and your release tools. Now obviously these release tools, I pulled out the radio before, or you might have to use the other ones for a factory radio to swap into this radio. But if you have a factory radio, you most likely don't need this. So you're going to need your screwdriver and your pieces from your aftermarket radio to be able to pull it out of the dash. Now in some cars, some trucks, you may have to remove your dash panels to get to the radio. If that's the case, you must do that. But in mine, we don't have to do that. So we're going to go ahead and start by pulling off our cover. Which you just get in there with the screwdriver. I know you can't really see it right there, but you just pull off your main cover, okay? After that, your screwdriver is now pointless, okay? Then you take your little tabs and you slide them in along the side of the radio and the frame. Okay, let me move this camera over here. You slide them in between, if this will focus, in between the metal and the black part of the radio. Okay, and what you do is you just push in, and as soon as I push in, it should almost release the radio. There it goes, it's starting to pull, and I'm not using much force at all to pull that out. It just kind of pops out. So once you pull that out, you got the access to the radio. Okay, now mine, I have an outside antenna for my satellite radio, so I'm going to grab that antenna wire real quick. Grab it. I already have an outside antenna for my satellite radio, being that I'm in a semi truck. Got it up on the antenna. So now we're going to go ahead and open this box up, if it wants to open. And let's see what we got in the box. Now, I've never installed one of these before, so this will be a first. I had the satellite radio with my factory antenna, or with my factory radio, I mean, so I didn't need any of this. Okay, so it comes with your installation guide and 3 months of free service, or because I bought the radio and this combined, basically I get this for free. I just got to do a mail-in rebate. So that's going to be the fun, so I got to keep that so I can save that. So, we got our tuner here. Let's go ahead and open this up. And this one here is a pretty simple, just plug and play and go, okay? From what I can guess. Don't know exactly, we'll find out, but you gotta do that. You know, I'm gonna go ahead and leave the zip ties on this, or will I be able to? I might not be able to leave them all on there. Probably not. So with that being said, we're not gonna do that. We're gonna go ahead and undo this one, just to free up the main wire that plugs into the back of the stereo. Once we have that out, I'm going to go ahead and ball this up and use this little twist tie to keep this wire as tight. Because with this here, I'm not going to worry about using electrical tape. So that being said, we got that. And then we have our antenna. I obviously don't need my antenna because I have the one. So we're going to go ahead and set that off to the side. Okay, sorry about that. Got a phone call. But that was all that was in the box. You get the device here and the antenna. Okay? So, we don't need the antenna, but I do need the antenna on my wife's car. So, we're going to keep that. That's not trash this time. So, what you're going to do is after you pull out your radio, you're going to take this, and let's do it the easy way first. So let's go ahead Now if you use that antenna, or you know, like I have an aftermarket antenna here, it plugs in here. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna push this on here. Now it does kind of stay in place, but because I'm moving wires in the dash and I didn't want to remove my panels, I'm gonna run a piece of electrical tape around here just to secure it, make sure it's not gonna fall off, or because I am in a semi truck, if I can get this electrical tape going, because I am in a truck, you know, we bounce around a lot, hitting railroad tracks and just road conditions all over the place. Now if you're in a car, you don't bounce around as much, so you might not even have to do this, which if that's the case, you'd probably use the stock antenna wire anyways. You wouldn't have this aftermarket one here. But I'm going to go ahead and just pull it in electrical tape. And we'll just go wrap it all the way around. This one I'm just going to kind of hit on the corner just a little bit, just to get the wire in the position that I want it. And pull that down. That way, no matter what, that ain't coming out. Okay? So, with that, you can tuck that back into your dash. But what I'm going to do first is on the back of your radio, you'll have a port here, which this plugs into. Now, I'm hoping that I can plug this in this direction, but we'll find out if it'll go in that direction. Because, actually, no, it has a flat spot. But it doesn't seem like it has a flat spot on that. So we're gonna plug it in. And, oh, what do you know? And it clicks in place, so it's not gonna fall out of the radio. That's a good design. I like that. So with this, we're gonna go ahead and tuck this back in behind the radio. And we're gonna tuck all our wires back in there. And push our radio back into its locking positions. As you can tell, the radio's not going anywhere. Okay, it's good to go. And since we don't need to do anything else behind the radio, we can put our little cover piece back on there. And voila, we're done. Alright, now we're said and done with all that installed. Now let's turn it on and see what we have to do. So we turn on the radio. Okay, so we're on our radio. Let me turn this down so I don't get hit for copyright. But we're on the radio, so then you're going to hit your source button. Then you're going to find satellite radio. Every radio is different, but once you find satellite radio, then what you're going to do is you're going to go down to channel 0. And you're going to find your radio ID. Okay, now I'm not going to show my radio ID, but you have your radio ID there. Okay, now with that being said, let me go back up a channel just so we have it is on XM1. Okay, so we got satellite radio channel 1 there, so we're good to go. Now you don't have to go to channel 1, or I mean to channel 0 to find your satellite radio code. When you pick up your packaging, your radio ID is right here at the bottom of the box. So you always have that there. But if it's not on here, your radio ID will always be on your radio. So what you got to do then is just call up Sirius XM and activate that tuner ID. After that, you're good to go. Now, I will say one thing that I forgot to mention. If you have, or if you're using a stock antenna, plug it into the back of the tuner and just route this out to the roof of your car. It has a sticky pad, or actually this one's a magnetic. I believe it's magnetic. It is magnetic. It'll stick to my shifter here. As you can tell, it's really sticking. It'll be a magnetic mount, so just slap it on your roof, route your wiring, tuck it in, leave it hanging out, however you want to route it. That's up to you. I would say definitely tuck it in. You don't want the wind grabbing the cable, stuff like that. So keep it nice and tight. You can go around your window sills and you have it there. So, with that being said, we now have our new radio installed. We have satellite radio installed. There's a little thing. I already previously had satellite radio, as you know, with my antenna. So, I have sound. I have channels. With that being said, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Also, you can share it out and hit that subscribe button. And at the end of the video, you're going to see a little picture pop up right in the center of the screen. You can also click on that to subscribe to this channel. If you need to learn how to install a aftermarket radio, the link for that will be down in the description box below, and it might even pop up on the left side or on the right side. I know it's probably backwards in the camera, but it's probably going to pop up on the right side or the left side, or vice versa. You'll see a little box pop up. You can click that, and that should take you over to that video as well. If you don't see those videos that pop up there, the link for that video will be down in the description box below. Leave a comment if you got any questions. If you got to reach out to me personally, all my contact information is down in the description box as well. Thank you for watching. Hope you liked. Hope you subscribed. We'll see you on the next one.